Media.
Hi, my name is Ronnie Cruz. After almost 2 decades as a career network marketer, I realized that despite continual work on my personal and professional development, that I had hit a massive brick wall. So I took a deep and honest look at myself, top to bottom, hoping to find answers, and my search led me to one conclusion. The definitions I held of my business, of my world, of my life were the very things holding me back. If I wanted to change, if I wanted to grow beyond my current circumstances, I had to wipe the slate clean and redefine. This show is dedicated to helping you identify the belief systems, the mindsets, the very definitions that have held you back, and then help you break through those limitations to finally create the life you've been working so hard to achieve. Welcome to the Redefine Podcast. All right, welcome back to the show. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to talk about procrastination and cramming and how these two really aren't that related. It sounds like they are, and they can be, but in the sense of what we're going to talk about today, they're not. Procrastination, let's start with that. I think procrastination really is a mechanism there's an unconscious pattern where you're avoiding doing something that's uncomfortable. As simple as that, especially like if we're talking about doing something new, if you're venturing into unknown territory for yourself, into something that's foreign and unknown, then there's going to be a level of discomfort, and you're going to naturally want to avoid that discomfort and revert to the things that are comfortable and familiar to you. So that's why procrastination happens. It's an avoidance. So one of the things you can do then is, if you have certain goals, if you have certain things you want to accomplish, is set a hard target, set a hard deadline for those things. Now, what I want you to understand about deadlines is that you might miss those deadlines or you might fall short, and that's okay. It doesn't mean that the goal isn't attainable or it's not possible for you or that you can't do it. It just means there are some things that you need to take a look at and maybe adjust moving forward, right? So if you fall short, then, adjust, look at what you're doing and tweak things, and then set a new deadline, set a new target for your goal, right? And so this will really help you avoid procrastination, because again, procrastination is you avoiding, the thing that makes you uncomfortable. Now, if it's a self-directed thing, you have to really, really be strict with yourself and be very disciplined that you see it through to the deadline. For me, one of the things that I've had to do this year was set hard dates for the launches that I've done and the courses that I've done, right? With the Influencer Masterclass at the beginning of March, the Network Marketing in the Digital Age Seminar at the beginning of April, and then now Redefine Network Marketing in May. If I didn't set a deadline for these things, if I didn't set hard dates, then I would be in this perpetual state of creation, right? I'd be in this perpetual state of adjusting and tweaking and adding this and adding that. And here's why this happens. Because we are self-directed, and especially our education is self-directed, entrepreneurs and content creators and influencers, then there's this continual learning. And with continual learning, you'll realize, okay, I can add this to the course, I can add this to my products, I can add this to the class. Well, if you're continually adding things, then it's never going to get done. So you have to actually set hard dates. Understand that, you're going to want, the natural inclination is you're always going to want to make tweaks and you're always going to add things. But if you don't set hard dates, again, your course, your products, your digital education will be in this perpetual state of expansion and tweaking and revision, right? And so this is why it's important to set hard targets and hard dates. Now, as you come up on these hard targets and these deadlines, what you're going to feel like is you're cramming. And again, this is a result of always understanding and that this is an ongoing process, right? Your growth, your learning is an ongoing process. And so the courses and the things that you put out will be a reflection of that, but you have to do it. You have to stick to those deadlines. You have to stick to that target. Like right now, as of the recording of this episode, I am about to launch the Redefine Network Marketing event. In fact, if you're listening to this, it's already live, day one, right? I still, it's a matter of like 12 hours, 18 hours before the actual deadline. I still feel like there's so many things I need to do. again, that comes from the natural, the natural kind of perpetual learning and growth that I'm in, and that's normal, right? That's normal. It's never going to be your deadlines. Once you get to them, you're never going to feel like you're ready. And so you're going to be cramming, and you're going to, there's always going to be last minute things and last minute tweaks. It doesn't mean you're procrastinating, however. I haven't been procrastinating. In fact, these courses that I'm putting on, especially this latest one, it's the culmination of nearly a year and a half's education and work and implementation of the things that I've learned, especially in the last 4 to 5 weeks as I've really put pen to paper and honed in the curriculum for the course. I haven't been procrastinating at all. In fact, I've been pouring pretty much 100% of myself into this event. It's just that, I never feel like it's done. I always feel like there's more. And like I said, that's a normal state, right? If you're in growth mode, if you have a growth mindset, you're never going to feel like it's done. It's never going to feel like it's good enough, but you have to stick to your target. You have to stick to your own deadline, right? You have to do it. You have to do it. And, because here's the thing, it's not a destination, right? The deadline's not an endpoint. It's not an endpoint at all. It's just one more step towards the next one, right? And I was gonna say towards the finish line, but it's really not a finish line until we're 6 feet underground. It's just one step closer on your journey towards the next step, right? It's one more step further. It's one more step further. It's a progression. Like I said, it's ongoing. It's a growth process. So the deadline doesn't mean that it's over and that you're done with that particular course. You can make tweaks to that product. You can make tweaks to that piece of digital education down the road. You can update it for sure, but making sure that you have a hard deadline and a hard target, really, it holds you to getting it done, and it holds you to making sure that you actually launch it and you get it out to the world. Because if you're stuck in this perpetual state of creation and tweaking and adjusting and revising, then it just kind of defeats its own purpose, right? Like it never gets taught. Your ideas and your message never gets out there, and your business doesn't grow. You don't end up making any money, right? So you have to set a deadline. You have to set a deadline. So procrastination and cramming, not necessarily the same thing. Maybe, like in school, when we were in grade school and high school, they might have been completely related. But when in this entrepreneurial journey, in this growth journey, they're really different things. And they're both things that you can address and that you can face now that you know what you're facing. So that's the message for today. More from me tomorrow. So until then, be well, be safe. We'll see you in the next episode.